there you're watching Bizworld with me, Pritha Manivannan. Malaysia's gross domestic product GDP growth is expected to hover around 5% in 2021 if the second movement control order 2.0 is extended beyond February 18th, according to Affin Hwang Capital chief economist Alan Tan, assuming that the drag in the economic growth could be compensated by the fiscal stimulus that will likely support economic activities this year.
But our expectation is that with the talk of vaccine rollout, with the talk of possible fiscal stimulus coming in, with the talk of better external environment, we think we are comfortable that Malaysia GDP growth would hover around the 5% level this year as compared to -5% last year. 5% level for
Alan said this earlier in Affin Hwang Capital's Malaysia Economic Outlook and Construction Sector briefing. Tan opines that there will not be another overnight policy rate cut from the current 1.75% this year by Bank Negara. On the possible re-implementation of wide-based tax, Goods and Services Tax (GST), the chief economist said it could be implemented in 2022 and 2023 and would likely be revenue neutral rate or a lower rate that is more acceptable by the public. Malaysia's export and import unit value indices grew 1% and 0.4% month-on-month, respectively, in December 2020. Chief statistician of the Department of Statistics, Datuk Sri Muhammad Uzair Mahidin, said the positive growth in the export unit value index was contributed by the growth in the indices of animal and vegetable oils and fats, mineral fuels and manufactured goods. The export volume index also grew 11.9% month-on-month compared with November 2020. It was contributed by the better performance in the index of animal and vegetable oils and fats, mineral fuels and machinery and transport equipment. Meanwhile, the seasonally adjusted export volume index registered an expansion of 12.2% from 139.9 points to 157 points. Year on year, the export unit value index dropped 3%, while the export volume index rose 14.2%. Loan moratorium and restructuring pose critical risks to the banking systems in ASEAN, including Malaysia. Maybank Kim Eng Research said loan moratoriums and restructurings across ASEAN have muddied the waters on asset quality risks. Just 10% of such loans going bad could have a material impact on non-performing loans, NPLs, especially in Indonesia, Thailand and Malaysia. As part of extraordinary COVID-19 relief measures, many regional banking systems have placed loans on moratoriums where interest or principal payments are paused. These loans are not classified as NPLs. This leads to a shadow asset quality risk as Thailand, Indonesia and the Philippines' banking systems have the highest proportion of restructured and moratorium loans. The international airlines passenger traffic demand recorded a decline of 75.6% last year as compared to 2019. The International Air Transport Association, IATA, said the global passenger traffic results for 2020 showed the sharpest decline in history for revenue passenger kilometers, which fell by 65.9%. It added that capacity measured in available seat kilometers also declined 68.1% and load factor fell 19.2 percentage points to 62.8%. Domestic demand in 2020 was down 48.8% compared to 2019. According to IATA, the baseline forecast for 2021 is to record 50.4% improvement on 2020 demand. That would bring the industry to 50.6% in 2019 levels.
Tonight on 7 Edition. Act to be amended to impose harsher penalties for COVID-19 SOP offenders. Facebook blocked in Myanmar by junta in a bid to shut down dissent. Also tonight, Australian Open tune-up matches cancelled. Hundreds to isolate after positive COVID-19 case at hotel. These stories and more tonight at 8 on your main primetime English News Bulletin, 7 edition.
That's all the time we have for Bizworld today. I'm Pritha Manivannan. Thank you for investing your time with us and keep tuning in to TV3.